Welcome to video 4.5b, just an extension of the lesson. So this is now page 14 of the packet. So we have a couple more things to discuss and then an example to work out. So over here, this is a very similar problem. What we want to do is identify the transversal and then these angles here. So again, the transversal, a line that intersects two different lines at two different points. Looks like line P does that. So for the transversal, I'll say line P. Alternate interior angles, so those are going to be on the interior and alternating sides of the transversal. So I'll go C and F, angle C, angle F, and angle D and angle E. I'll use the angle symbols now. Alternate exterior, so we're going to be on the outsides, again on alternating sides. So angle A with angle H, and then angle B with angle G. Same side interior, I abbreviate that SSI. So now we're going to be on the inside and on the same sides. So angle C and angle E, and then angle D and angle F. And then same side exterior, so angle A with angle G, and then angle B with angle H. Okay, and they didn't ask for corresponding. Over here, just a way to help you identify certain angles. Over here, this kind of resembles the letter F, and these angles will be corresponding. The same relative side to the right of the transversal and below the lines. So these will be corresponding. The letter Z, these will be alternate interior angles. Here's the transversal, alternate sides, and on the interior. Over here, like the letter C, these will be same side interior. Notice we're both on the right side and we're on the interior of those two lines. So same side interior. One thing to point out, the orientation of these letters could be different. So this F could be pointing upwards, the Z could look more like an N, this C could look more like a U, etc. So just look for those in some kind of relative position like that. Okay, so here's example one. Two things to do. Identify the transversal and then classify each angle pair for these pairs of angles that are provided. Okay, so you should try to work this out. You can pause the video, write it down, and then resume the video and see if you got it right. Okay, here we go. Angle 1 and angle 2. So what makes these problems hard is there's so much going on, some students can't see what's really important. So what I'd suggest, if it helps you, is just draw the two lines that are important, or the three lines. So angle 1 and angle 2, if you want to get started, you could just kind of outline those parts of those angles, and whatever's in common will always be the transversal. So this line here is in common, it's got a common ray for angle 1, a common ray for angle 2, and will be the transversal. Okay, so I'll just say the transversal is line N, and then I've got to find, classify the angle pairs. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly redraw this. So I could highlight it here and erase, but it's hard on the whiteboard. So it looks like I've got an angle 1 here, I've got an angle 2 here, and what I'm going to do is not make those other lines intersect. That's what confuses students. Okay, so this is my transversal. Maybe I'll make that in a different color. Okay, so I've got to classify now angles 1 and 2. They're both on the same side of the transversal. However, they're not both on the interior or exterior. They're in corresponding positions. Again, they're both above, and this one's to the left of a line and to the left of a line. So that's going to be corresponding angles. And again, if you struggle with these, just rewrite the important parts. Don't make everything intersect because that's what confuses some students. All right, let's try the next one. angles 4 and 2. All right, so again, I'll just kind of outline 4, I'll outline 2. Whatever they have in common is the transversal. So this will be the transversal. So I'll just draw that in a different color. And then I've got the other lines that form the parts of those angles. So angle 4 and angle 2, like such. Okay, so the transversal is now line N. The transversal is line N again. And classifying these, they're on alternating sides of the transversal, and they're both in between those two lines, so that would of course have to be alternate interior. Okay, let's try these last two. Angles, oops, I did angles 4 and 2 here. Sorry about that. Transversal line N, alternate interior angle. All right, so now I'm going to do 3 and 2 in the proper order. Sorry about that. So 3 and 2, I'll outline those. That's 3, that's 2. Something they have in common is this one right here. So that'll be my transversal. I'll just draw that right here. And then the lines, and I'm not going to make them connect. The other lines for 3 and 2. So 2 had a line like that, and 3 had a line like that. Okay, so I'll label. That's a 3, and that's a 2. All right, notice they're on, I'll label the transversal. The transversal is line M, the thing in common. And notice they're on alternating sides and the exterior, so that would have to be alternate and exterior angles. Okay, and then the last one, angles 4 and 5. So I'll just do that in green here. So here's angle 4, and here's angle 5. Whatever's in common is the transversal. I'll do that in green. And then the other lines, I won't make them intersect. That confuses some students. So 4 has a line like that. 5 has a line like that. So here's a 4 and here's a 5. Okay, that's the transversal. I'll label that. Transversal is P. And then notice they're both on the same side of the transversal and on the interior, so same side interior angles. Again, I can't emphasize enough, outlining the angles are given, redrawing the picture, and making it easier for you to visualize. So there you have it, page 14 of the packet.